Quick question. Have you ever set a goal, got super excited about it, and then completely forgot about it 2 weeks later? Maybe it was fitness goal from last year's or that revenue target that you swore you'd hit but never quite did. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You are not alone. A Harvard business study found that 83% of people don't have clear goals, and of the 17 who do, 30% consistently follow through. That means just 5% of people actually achieve what they said they would do. But today, you're in luck because we're about to change that. Because hitting your goals isn't about working harder. It's about setting them the right way and having a system that makes success inevitable. Most people set goals, but do they do it right? People talk about goal setting all the time, but let's be honest, most people don't actually do it in a way that it works. They set vague targets, grow my business, get healthier, hope for the best, and then wonder why nothing changes. The problem isn't a lack of ambition, it's a lack of structure. After years working with contractor business owners and professionals, I've realized that the ones who consistently hit their goals, whether it's financial, personal, or lifestyle, they aren't necessarily the most talented or hardest workers. They're just the ones who have a repeatable system. They know how to set goals properly and, more importantly, stick to them, because consistency is the key. So today, I'm going to walk you through my proven 5-step framework to help you set, track, and crush your goals, whether in business, finances, personal growth, or relationships. This isn't just another generic set smart goals talk. We're going deep into what actually works, backed by neuroscience and real-world case studies. I'll show you how exactly to engineer your environment, habits, and mindset to make success your new normal. Step number 1, give yourself permission to dream big unapologetically. Most people limit themselves before they even start. They set goals based on what feels realistic or what others expect, rather than what truly excites them. Big goals act as your life compass to your big why. They pull you forward even when motivation fades. For example, Elon Musk didn't settle for building better electric cars. He aimed to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. That vision gave birth to Tesla, Solar City, and SpaceX. Okay, so you might be thinking, I'm no Elon Musk, I'm no Jeff Bezos, I'm no Steve Jobs. But I bet you these guys never thought they couldn't dream big. So if you thought that you're just a regular guy who could only afford regular dreams, I'll stop you right there. While it might sound cheesy, it's okay to dream big. Of course, we start with setting realistic steps to reach your big, hairy, audacious goals. Why is it important to give yourself the permission to set huge goals? Well, research from Stanford's psychology department shows that ambitious goals activate specific brain systems, making you notice opportunities you'd otherwise miss. When you dream big, you're forced to innovate, collaborate, and grow in ways that safe goals never demand. Pretty interesting stuff if you ask me. So here's how to do it. Write out 5 outcomes that you want to achieve in 25 years, 10 years. Do not get caught up on the how. Don't look down. Focus on what you want and why you want it, because this will help you say yes or no today to activities, knowing what income you're aiming for, even if they sound ridiculous to other people. To help with that, there's a couple more tips. The 10x exercise: write your goal, then multiply it by 10. If you want 10 new clients, aim for 100. This forces you to think beyond regular strategies. Fear inventory is another one. List every reason your goal might not work. Then reframe each fear as a problem to solve. I lack funds become, how can I secure funding? This is probably one of my favorite tips because it allows you to get creative. Instead of operating from a lack mindset, you get to explore different options and out-of-the-box possibilities to shift your mindset. Another tip is create anti-goals. Define what you don't want. Hate micromanaging or working 40-hour weeks? Your big goal might be building a self-sufficient team you can trust and delegate tasks to, so you can finally remove yourself from behind the desk 24/7. Step 2, focus on standards, not just goals. Think of your goal as a destination and standards as your daily routes that your GPS recalculates. For instance, if you're a contractor with a goal to hit 1 million in annual revenue, you could be setting standards like bidding on 5 jobs per week or following up with clients within 6 hours of sending a proposal. Why this is important? A University College London study found that it takes 66 days on average to form a habit. So standards basically help keep you in line, where it turns your daily efforts into something that is so automatic and normal, it almost feels like breathing. They're also guilt-free and help you stay motivated, even when you feel like your motivation could be disappearing at some point. Missing a $1 million goal feels like failure, but sticking to 90% of your standards is still progress. It's all about your behavior and identity. Who are you going to become in order to have the above outcomes? So So how to do it? Set a specific, measurable one-year goal. Now define what standards you are going to hold yourself to on a daily basis that's going to make that outcome inevitable. What are your daily actions going to look like? What are you committing to? Some tips on this front is the 2-minute rule. Start with standards so small they're impossible to skip. Can't review finances daily for 1 hour? Start with 2 minutes every Monday. Another one is habit stacking. Pair new standards with existing routines. So after I pour my morning coffee, I'll check QuickBooks for 10 minutes, for example. This gives you the chance to associate this new habit with something that you are already doing, so it doesn't feel like work. Third one is environment design. Make standards effortless. Say you want to track your daily expenses, so you could leave a receipt tray with your car keys. Or if you're into using tech, apps, set up a notification on your phone that reminds you of a specific time each day to log your expenses into the app. The 85% rule, perfection kills consistency. Aim to hit 85% all the time. It's sustainable long term. But I'm also here to say to use this as motivation that you can actually hit your standards while you are not aiming for perfection of 100% all the time. Don't aim to fall off the course either. Quick story. Mike, a client of mine, an electrician, wanted to reduce project delays because, who enjoys them, right? So instead of setting a vague goal like reducing project delays, he set standards, updating project timelines every Friday so he can stay on track and accountable, calling suppliers 2 weeks before materials are needed so they can stay on track and still be accountable. The result, 92% on-time completion rate within 6 months. Step 3, resource alignment. Resources are the tools, knowledge, and relationships that turn goals from ideas into reality. Think of them as your support while you build. Why it's important? There's an MIT Sloan study that found that professionals with mentors earn 28% more than those without. In simple terms, you don't have to do it all alone. In fact, doing it all alone would slow you down and could potentially derail you from hitting those goals you've set in the first place. So the fittest people I know, they've got personal trainers. The best coaches I know, they actually have coaches too. So I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this, and we are not only talking about the who, but also what can support me on this journey. Books, tools, programs. Here's how to do it. Skills gap audit. List every single thing you need to work on and train on to hit this goal. Then rate yourself from 1 to 10. Say you list anything from the changes you need to make to your diet or specific exercises you need to focus on. Then look at each area that's below 7 and focus on that. What resources do you need to have? Who can you reach out to for support? Then there's a 5-1 mentor strategy. For every goal, identify 5 potential mentors. Reach out to them. So for our personal goal of running a 10K marathon, list out 5 potential people you'd like to train or help you, maybe trains people already and knows a lot about eating healthy and how to keep your body fit so you can actually complete a 10,000 marathon. Third tip is tool stack. Stack your tools. For our example, you could start having a tracker app dedicated to track your food you eat, how much time you spend at the gym, and keep a track of the workouts you need to do on specific days. It could be a combination of apps plus a health watch to help you visually see how you're doing health-wise. If you're setting financial goals, I highly suggest using QuickBooks. I use it for my personal finances too. So for setting productivity goals, I also use Asana or Notion. Fourth tip is time blocking. Reserve specific focus blocks weekly for skill building. Again, tying it back to our example, reserve specific non-negotiable time blocks for building your skill, whether it's for 10K marathon or whatever goal you set for yourself. The key is intentionally blocking that time and sticking to it. Step number 4, milestone mapping. Celebrate the mini wins. I asked you to dream big, right? Break your Everest-sized goals into base camps. Each milestone should be specific, measurable, and rewarding. It's important to celebrate all your mini wins and accomplishments because of dopamine, the motivation chemical that surges when you achieve a milestone. That creates a success loop, making you addicted to the process. Here's how to do it. Backward planning. Start with your big goal and reverse engineer quarterly milestones. Remember our example earlier about setting a 1 million revenue goal? Here's how I would do it. Goal, 1 million revenue in 2025. Quarter 1, 200,000, secure 3 commercial projects. Quarter 2, 250,000, hire first project management, and so on. There's also a 30-60-90 rule. Framework is that for each milestone, define 30-day targets, which are urgent, 60-day targets, important, 90-day targets that are strategic. Another cool tip I know of is progress parties. Celebrate milestones with rewards, dinner out, a new tool, or a Friday night off. Step number 5, trigger connection. Anchor your goals to your daily life. Triggers are cues that prompt goal goal-related actions automatically. So they basically hack your brain's autopilot mode. Why is it important? There's another study. American Journal of Health Promotion found that people with environmental triggers, for example, laying out their gym clothes each night, are 3 times more likely to stick to goals. The trigger? Gym clothes. How do you do it? You use if-then triggers. If X happens, then I'll do Y towards my goal. If I'm stuck in traffic, I'll listen to a finance podcast. Then there's visual triggers, which I find to be the easiest, like the gym clothes example earlier. Setting a phone screensaver. Is this task moving me forward to $1 million question mark? Or placing the progress tracker on your office whiteboard. The key is setting these visual triggers on things or places that you normally regularly check or pass by. Next one is body doubling. Partner with someone to work on goals simultaneously. Accountability partner. For example, setting weekly Zoom co-working sessions. I once had a client, Tom, a plumber, who struggled to follow up on leads. So he set triggers. After each service call, he sends a review link via text. Then every Monday at 9 a.m., phone notification goes ding like a clockwork. He emails past clients some maintenance tip. The result, 22% repeat customers within a year, up from 8%. Now it's your turn to build momentum. Drop your biggest goal in the comments and I'll help you break it down into actionable steps. If this helped, click that subscribe button. Remember, the difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't luck, talent, or 80-hour weeks. It's about applying the right system, which equals consistency. As James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So let's build systems that make your success inevitable. See you in the next video.